Hi all, Hal here with, well, a little side episode of 7 Days to Die. Now, normally I would do that intro where, we need to get started. But this is more of a tutorial piece. So, we've actually had some questions about underground farming in Alpha 16. Because some of the block collisions have changed. There are new blocks that have been introduced. Some of the old blocks have been updated. So what I wanted to do was just to show you what you can do with an underground bunker. So as you can see, we have our hatch. We're coming down into our bunker area. Now I put a mezzanine in here. We've got the old centered bars. So as you can see, the grass has grown. So that tells you that you're getting light. This is a good thing. We're going to actually go ahead and plow this, just so that you can see what we're doing here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through, and I've got a bunch of different rooms set up with different skylight options. So this is the what used to be the iron bars. They're now the centered iron bars. So as you can see, I did not put the dirt down until after the room was enclosed and we had that in place. And that is true for all of these rooms. So the new bulletproof glass. Go ahead and take all of this stuff out. And like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and till all of this ground. And as you can see with the Alpha 16 build 119, we can actually till all of the land next to each other. So you don't have to have the space in between your planting rows now. Now this is actually important, especially for these types of builds, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to maximize your build space, or your grow space in this case. And so being able to do high density farming is an awesome thing. Now I think part of the reason why the Fun Pimps changed it was because of the fact that there was I don't want to say an exploit, let's call it a creative use of land management. What you could do prior to Alpha 16 was, because there was a requirement that there basically had to be one row in between your growing rows, so you would have one row growing, one row dead, one row growing. If you built the block in between up so that it would be, say, 1 high, 2 high, 1 high, you could actually grow on all three plots. Now, some of us talked about it, some of us didn't. It just depends on which channel you were watching. A couple of people felt that that was kind of cheaty, and I won't say that I was one of them. But for a very long time, I did not like the mechanic. But that being said, I did eventually start using it because it just, in some of the mods especially, your fields are just so long in order to produce anything, and then the production value on them is so low that you kind of had to use it. It was, otherwise you'd have these fields that were just entirely too large that you would never be able to defend. Right. So on this side, getting back to this, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. We do have an arrow slit in this one. We have the new off-center bars. These are the bars that sit at the edge of the block. We have the old wooden window frame. And then when we put these doors in between, and this is the old trussing block, but we put all of these vaults in between because I didn't want there to be the potential for light bleeding through each of the sections. Now that's just a regular rebar frame. Now there's a trick to the rebar frames we're going to talk about here shortly. But first I'm going to show you, this is the walkway. So you can upgrade these to metal and the light transfer still applies. I just use the wood ones just because that's what you're probably going to have access to the earliest. And then this is just the trussing plate. Alright, so as you can see, all of these, like I said, all of these dirt blocks were placed after the building was finished, and we had the skylights in each of the rooms in place. Now, what we were talking about before, whoops, no I didn't, crap, let me grab the axe really quick. Alright, so what we were talking about before with in regards to the steel rebar frames, right? So rebar frames and any of the frames are actually kind of interesting in that they will allow for both water and light to transfer through them until you upgrade them. So what you would see is normally, if it was to start raining right now, we would get wet. If I upgrade this just with wood, not taking it to cement, but leaving it so that it was an open frame, but it had been put into a fixed status, so you can't pick it up anymore, it actually operates as a line of sight blocker, as well as blocking light and rain. So if you're looking for ways to be able to still see through it but not be seen, that's definitely one way to do it. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick because we're going to wait for daylight, but I need to get all of these farm tiles done. I want to get them all, update it, and we'll get them planted, and I'll show you what's going on when we're planting when we come back. All right, so we will be right back. And we're back. So what I did is I went ahead and placed fertilizer on everything except for the one back here, because I'm going to show you why. All right, so when we come in, we now have all of our things planted. As you know, with the new system, if you're not getting light, you can't plant your crops. So since we're able to place crops, that tells us we're getting sunlight, right? All right, so now I did go ahead and fertilize a bunch of things. I didn't fertilize everything because I wanted to show you this. So as you can see, you get light in a little bit different pattern now. So in here, with this block, with the arrow slit block, you now get light in basically from the center block. You'll get it in a 5-block square, so 3 by 3, right? So 1, 2, and 3 from the center, and 3. But you don't get it in all the blocks. Now, this is something I haven't quite figured out why yet. See, like there, we can't place it, but we can place it here. Can't place it there, can't place it there. So for some reason, there is something going on with the orientation of the block and the way that the light pattern falls out. So you'll basically, if you're using arrow slits, you get most of the 3 by 3 square below it. But yeah, so it's kind of odd. Now we come over here to the bulletproof glass, and let's see where our planting pattern goes. Alright, so for the bulletproof glass, it looks like you get a full square of 5 by 5. And that's off of only a single tile block there. So what I'm guessing is it has something to do with the way that the light is being blocked, partially blocked at least, by the frames around it. But you would think that if that were true, this side would have the same pattern as that side. Let's go here so we can see. So I'm kind of interested in figuring out why this is true. And I've seen this, like right now we are in creative mode. In my single player, I've seen similar behavior, so I'm not quite sure what is going on with the arrow slits now. But we are going to do a little bit of more experimenting off camera. And when I get more information, I'll let you know. But I wanted to get this out there so that you could see what to expect if you're trying to do underground farming. This works both above ground, indoors, as well as underground. And again, you see here we've got a full block placement. And what we'll do is I'll do a quick cut once we get all of these planted. So that is the trussing block. This is going to be the old window block, the wood window. So I had people say that maybe it was there's not enough like artificial light, and that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and built this design the way that I did, is because I didn't want any artificial light in here. I wanted just the sun, so that way we could see exactly. So the only artificial lamp I have is the candle here, and we'll go up on the roof and we'll show you what we're doing up there as well. So for this one, you know, we have the offset bars. For this room, again, we have the rebar frame. So if you're looking for something to be able to do like a 3x or a 5x farm, these are going to be some of the best ways to do it. Now, like I said, the arrow slit was my old go-to because that was one of the few blocks that you could actually use to plant under. And it looks like Mad Mola and Company have finally, I don't know if you want to say fixed it or nerfed it. So, alright, so let's go ahead and get the last few of these in. And again, so that one's giving you a 5x5 as well. And then the walkway. So again, the walkway is another one of those. It's going to give you the odd pattern, and it does look like it's based off orientation. So these are all good. So basically, some of the modified blocks are the ones you have to worry about. Alright, so the walkway with rails is not going to let you use 6 of the blocks in a 5x5 grid. And the arrow slit is going to do, is that also 5 blocks? Yeah, so it's basically the same light pattern for this, which tells me they're using the same basic block structure for these and the new walkways. So, alright. So, hopefully that gives you a better idea on what you can do both underground or above ground indoors. You know, I am a huge fan of underground building in this game simply because of the fact that the zombies don't dig down yet, which is awesome. So you can basically just dig a very large pit very quickly, because you figure this is only, what, 5 blocks tall? Right? Is that right? Oh, I put all my blocks away. Let me go grab some frames really quick. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is only 4 spaces with a 5th above. So, you know, you're talking about digging a pit 6 blocks deep and then backfilling with dirt, unless you're in a biome with a lot of dirt. But so, I mean, it's not really that hard of a build to do. You can do something like this very, very quickly. And you will basically have a fully protected farm. I mean, it's rather nice, actually. So we're going to close this. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, throw them down in the section below the video. Like I said, I do take questions seriously. If there are things that you are wanting to know about the way that the build system works, I am always glad to answer questions when I can. And if I can't answer it, I will do my best to find an answer for you. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you back here next time for more 7 Days to Die. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, I have to say, this was a lot of fun. So many blocks.